Okay, and we are live here on the air. This is Charlotte Weather Ranger. Thanks a lot for joining us tonight here on the show. It's 8 o'clock p.m. here on the East Coast, January 17th, 2016. And joining me this evening is a special guest of mine, Dean Crowder, from back home. And he's going to be he's going to be a real uh, asset to tonight's discussion as we're going to be talking snow. And Dean, can you actually hear me here?
Yeah, I can hear you pretty good.
Okay, great, excellent, man. That's good to hear. So regarding the upcoming forecast for next week, man, like looking like Saturday and day and the Saturday night. By the time we wake up on Sunday or Monday morning, it's going to be cold, and there could be an extra. I want to say 6 inches or so of snow on the ground, depending on where you're located there in southeast Pennsylvania. But it looks like at this point we only have one viewer so far. I'm thinking that might be Anna Wall, one of our participants down there in Virginia. I think she might be listening now. But anyway, what have you heard, and what's your opinion on the snowstorm? You can say anything; doesn't matter. Not restricted.
I heard, well, I seen a couple people put on Facebook that they're saying maybe up to 1 to 2 feet in my area, but other locations maybe possible 3 feet.
Yeah, yeah. I'm looking at northeast Pennsylvania right now. In fact, let me switch over here, and we can actually start to have a little bit of fun as we are. Let me just set this up now. Okay, if you're on this broadcast, you should be able to see this map here. This is from
Yep.
Weather Bell Analytics. Now look what happens right here in northeast Pennsylvania in the Poconos. I don't know if you can see it from over there, or viewers can see this because it's kind of small, but it does say 22 right there. So almost 2 feet of snow up in the Pennsylvania mountains. Uh, Elsewhere, 14, 15 inches across the interior of Pennsylvania, southeast Pennsylvania, down through D.C., Washington, D.C., 20 inches. There's a 20-inch mark right here. But this could be like a 1983 repeat of the famous blizzard that actually came through there and dumped similar amounts of snow, with just over a foot of snow here. And let's go back to looking at the infrared satellite right now. This system right here was what brought surprise snow to Philly today on satellite. There it goes. It's moving away quickly, but then all this stuff out here hitting the west coast is going to actually there's something behind us that's going to be our system on next Saturday. And let's look at the snowfall accumulation map for the Northeast for the rest of tonight, and it looks like anything additional could be just very light stuff. If you're in Berks County, looks like you're not going to get much overnight, but if you're in like across the city in Philly, there could just be some residual flurries, including Long Island, New York, and Boston. Actually, through midnight, they're going to be getting the snow that Philly got today. So, very unsettled pattern through this whole week. Let's see if we have any additional followers here on Facebook. Okay. I don't know if she's going to be joining us. So far, we only have one viewer, and whoever that viewer is, we're glad that you joined us as we were talking about the future snow threat through next weekend. And I want to go quickly over to something because we only have limited time here. Back to the yes, the latest GF. Okay, this is the Penn State E-wall right here, and we're looking into Friday, and then Friday evening, and then Saturday during the day here. And this is the area of concern right here. I'm going to point out everything on this map. Okay, this right here is surface pressure analysis. When you see this low right here, here it is. This is the model forecast storm. Now, all these lines that are tight together like this actually means it's going to be really windy. So lots of snow and windy conditions right here. Anywhere to the north and west of this line right here, such as over Pennsylvania and Philly, it's cold enough to snow, technically, up here. And how much snow is still unclear in the future. And then that system kind of just moves away and throws snow back over Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, Eastern Pennsylvania, and Jersey through the day on Saturday, next Saturday. So looking like something could be up heading into the day on Saturday there. Now let's switch over and go back to the Canadian model here. Let's go with the one that you can probably see easier. And this is going to be the storm on the Canadian model. It agrees it's making something here just over Delaware, and it's saying it's going to be sleet for Philly and the Philly suburbs, maybe even rain over the city in South Jersey, according to the Canadian model. Still very windy though. Quite a storm that develops here, and it's going to be all snow on the north side of this. So two models right now are actually agreeing that you're going to be getting snow up there in Philly. Anybody that called in or anybody that is viewing right now, listening to this broadcast, um, thanks for joining us. And also, Dean Crowder is one of the guys here who's up in Pennsylvania in the northwest suburbs of Philly. And he said he heard 3 feet of snow, according to these models, like we saw earlier. How would you buy 14 inches, Dean? I'm turning it over to you.
Hmm. I really think I'm not expecting much. I would say I would go with my guess would be 6 inches, like you said. No more. Something will come back up. I'm not too sure on it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Um, so I guess if you do get it up there, what do you plan to do, man? The sledge going to get polished up, or how are you going to plan on enjoying it?
Sit out in the lawn chair with a beer, to probably smoke a cigarette, and then shovel the snow, and that's pretty much it. Drive around.
Drive around, smoke a cigarette with a beer in the snow in a lawn chair, maybe I don't know, some tiki torches too.
No, but I would definitely be outside. I love the weather, so when as soon as it starts snowing, I'm outside.
We have two viewers now, so thanks for additional person logging in. I assume that on Facebook it takes a long time for this stuff to get posted because it's slow sometimes, so people don't see it right away. We have two viewers now, and interesting to be all live on the air here on a Google broadcast. Joining me is my good friend Dean Crowder. He's also one of the broadcasters here on this weather discussion tonight. He's up northwest of Philly in Pennsylvania. I am in South Charlotte, North Carolina, and we are both coming at you live here with the weather and what it's going to be doing this next Saturday. This is what we've been discussing. And what you see on your screen right now is actually the Canadian model showing the storm after it has already hit Pennsylvania and the lot area of New England up through Massachusetts, and it's just like moving away into Canada. Believe it or not, the Canadians in Canada get a lot of bad stuff because this is all water, and all this does is just become like a hurricane with snow. And a lot of people don't realize it, but Atlantic Canada up there, it gets quite windy and quite hard to see out with the whiteouts, the blizzard conditions up there. So we're just going to see if this is a repeat of President's Day, 1983. Dean and I were only both 3 years old when
Oh,
that storm hit, and it's a famous one. And the fact that this Canadian right here has something developed just off the coast of Virginia as we head into next weekend, and throws a pretty hefty portion of snow across eastern Pennsylvania and very windy conditions. That might be a problem with power outages, especially with the tree branches coming down with ice and snow on top of them, and it's just going to be an interesting type of broadcast. We have three viewers now. That's good to see. Welcome everybody. I don't anticipate going too long tonight talking about the East Coast storm threat. Again, I have a buddy here from back home in Pennsylvania who's joining me. His name is Dean, and he was nice to fill in for somebody else who actually doesn't even have a computer right now. I don't know if he's listening, but how can you not have a computer this day and age? Damn it. You know what I mean, Dean? I'm sure you
yeah.
have some kind of technology, even a smartphone, something that works. You don't want to be on the Xbox having your own way. That's your only way of communicating.
Right.
So we're gonna go out here and take a look at. Let's take a look at the GFS as far as the sweet spot for next weekend. I wanted to show you guys this. We have three viewers now. Thanks a lot for joining Charlotte Weather Ranger. I'm meteorologist Mike Griffith. Joining me as a guest up in Pennsylvania, where a lot of heavy snow could be happening next weekend. And this could be a big East Coast storm affecting all the way from Charlotte up through Boston. So we're going to see another model map here and how much total snow is expected through the weekend. And look at this right here. I don't know if you can see this, Dean, but this big sweet
Yep.
spot right here is the right in what is in D.C. That's where another. This isn't the Canadian. This is the American. This is the GFS.
Right.
Sometimes this blows it. Sometimes it gives a good idea. I mean, this isn't going to be exact. But look, if you're in like Birdsboro, you could be getting like only 2 or 3 inches. But if you're in Reading, you could be getting upwards of 6 or 7 from this system. Montgomery County and the city and Philly right here, according to this model, in Bucks County down through Chester, Lancaster, they're all in the a foot, like the foot range, like 12-inch range. So it's like far as south you go with this next system in the suburbs of Philly, it's like the more snow you're going to get over the city and over Jersey. But this Northern Virginia with this system just gets blasted. And it looks like some of the snow even falls all the way down in, I mean, North Carolina, even from this system as it pulls away. You can see it has output here over eastern North Carolina and also throughout the mountains of western North Carolina. We'll see what the track means everything with this. If this storm pulls out and goes a little bit more like to the right, well, then this is going to be more towards right in this area, your area up here. And with these systems that develop just off the coast right here, um, this has been a tricky year because of El Nino. And let's take a look here at the GFS once again from this morning. And as we look at this one, it actually has the storm way over the water. So that means it'll be colder over Pennsylvania. So the further away the low track is on Saturday, the more colder it'll be. But we have two major models agreeing on that right now. And as in the show, I promised that we're going to be watching the European model here also. Let me break that out. Here it is. And we'll even go into the future, folks. And we're not going to keep Dean on the line much longer. We thank him for being a guest. And it looks like as we head into this coming weekend, according to the European model, well, look at this. It actually spins up the storm as well. Three major models agreeing for snow up there for Pennsylvania, including Philadelphia next weekend. And for those of you who just joined us, let's see, we have a couple more viewers. We now have 4 viewers total, in addition to me and Dean who are talking. We have live with us right now my friend Dean from up in Philly. I'm in Charlotte. I'm Charlotte Weather Ranger meteorologist Mike Griffith, and we're talking about a snowstorm system next weekend for lots of the Mid-Atlantic up through Pennsylvania and interior New England and New York. And all three models are agreeing with this right now. Here's the European having it right here on Sunday morning, 7 a.m. Has a big area of low pressure and really windy across eastern Pennsylvania and cold enough to snow. Anywhere above this black line is cold enough to snow. So looking good for next Sunday as our confidence is growing for a East Coast storm. Somewhere from Allentown through D.C. is going to be getting the most snow from this. And let's look into the future here for long-term climate, and we'll let you go. Dean, what do you think if you get like an inch and then Philly gets like maybe a foot? Would you be jealous?
Well, yeah. Definitely would be jealous, especially for the plow companies and salt and all that. It's where the money is. You need more snow to make money.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. That's right. I remember as a kid, I used to actually shovel the stuff and get paid like $20 and go and like blow it all at Taco Bell Express when it used to be in South.
Nice.
I'd be so tired from shoveling all these people's driveway in a snowstorm. I'd be puking. Well, I wouldn't say puking, but you know, I was a fat boy. I still am. Uh, okay. What were we looking at? Oh, the long term stuff. Okay, like how often is this going to keep up here? And I will go to our spaghetti plot here on the electronic map wall. The spaghetti plot is. It doesn't mean that you're eating a plate of spaghetti with sauce and Parmesan cheese and a tall glass of milk. No, it doesn't mean that. It actually is a comparison as to different temperature profiles in the atmosphere right here, and eventually they spread out and kind of do their own thing eventually through time, and it looks like a plate of spaghetti here on the right. That's why we call it the spaghetti plot. So anyway, here comes our cold air through tomorrow morning. Up there in Philly, we're expecting overnight lows of the teens. So some hard car starts tomorrow morning, and
Great.
looks like that just goes away. And then here we go into next weekend, and here goes this area of cold air digging in through the East Coast, especially deep into the South right here. And this is probably a more reliable solution. Um, Anybody joining us right now? Okay, one more viewer just popped in. We're talking about the snowstorm next weekend, and right now we're looking at an ensemble model, which is highly accurate with cold air over the East Coast on the 23rd, and the 23rd is Saturday. Just check that right there, because my brain's pretty much going dead anymore at 35 years old. Um, After that, though, doesn't look like anything cold really sneaks back in. El Nino keeps us warm after next weekend. So we should be grateful that it's going to be snowing next weekend, because after that, it doesn't look like there are many more chances after that. So, Dean, what are your thoughts on being up there in PA? And have you seen much snow at all this year, other than the surprise snow you got up there today?
Just that little snow squall last week that we got about a half inch. That's basically it, and a couple flurries here and there. Nothing much more.
And that's just been the case all winter long so far. Is that correct?
Exactly.
All
Mike,
right.
I don't hear you. Oh, never mind. I hear you now.
Yeah, yeah, no, okay. I was just waiting in case you wanted to mention anything else. So if it does happen on Saturday, I mean, do you get off work, or is it just kind of like a just another day, but people will stay home?
Oh no, I would definitely have off, but I'd be out. I'll be out in it probably for 24 hours if it lasts that long till it's done. Just salting and plowing for my dad. So good money maker.
Okay, it's good to hear that you're in the snow removal industry, because it looks like next this coming Saturday you're going to be getting liquid gold. Now, of course, some of these are model forecasts, and they are agreeing, so the trend is there for higher confidence through the coming week. But we're going to be watching this thing and seeing how it evolves and changes, because maybe one model will lose it, another model will lose it. All three models might just totally take a dump and say, "Hey, we don't know what storm you're talking about anymore," on the Friday right before a Saturday. So we're gonna have to watch this week and see what happens. Weather guys can get uh, stoned and run out of town on a roll for saying, "Hey, it's going to be a big storm coming on Saturday," and all it does is rain.
Right.
What if all this is just water, and it just warms up all of a sudden? So we're going to be watching this week, and it's something to keep our eye on this week, and maybe something to look forward to. But right now, as we saw, the European, the Canadian, and the American GFS, all three major models are agreeing on something off the coast for this coming Saturday. Dean, I'm going to leave you with any final closing comments. Other than that, I'm going to pretty much hit the road, and thank you for joining me. But any comments about maybe this busting and all the weather guys looking like fools, or any other comments right now?
I'm hoping with all the models agreeing, I'm hoping we get something. But if we don't, hey, if we get something out of it, it'll be all right. And I love the new show thing you got going on. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, great, man. Great to have you. And it's good to be talking to somebody up there, and where it actually had a surprise snow today. I was looking at the radar, and I was thinking, oh, I didn't say this. If anything, I said they were just going to get brushed with rain. So, I mean, okay, well, it's going to be like that. I'm just going to go do something with the mashed potatoes, as the Beastie Boys album said. But, okay, folks, Charlotte Weather Ranger here with my guest Dean Crowder, and we're going to say bye bye. And this video is actually going to be archived. The link is going to be on our Facebook page, and it's going to be also available on my personal page. So if you're friends with me on here and you're listening, that's great. And we'll look forward to talking about the snow coming to Philly and the Mid Atlantic this coming week, throughout this week. Okay, Dean, thanks a lot for joining me, man. And I'm glad you were able to stop in with the show tonight, so I didn't have to do it solo. And thanks for representing a region of Pennsylvania that's going to probably see a significant amount of snow this weekend. Thanks, man.
No problem, buddy.
Okay, we'll talk to you later.
All right, man. Later.